Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, May 20th, and for the next week or so, we're going to be on figurative language. Um, Figurative language is a big section of your tape test. There's a lot going on with this section, so we are going to jump right into it. It's going to be a short 15-minute video. I feel free to review this after if you miss anything. But this is going to be very important for your tape test. I hope all is well. I hope everybody is getting settled in. Again, feel free to email me, let me know if there's any questions or concerns. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so figurative language. What you need to know. This is what you need to know for your tape test, and we're going to go through these all very quickly. We're going to talk about verbal irony, personification, similes, metaphors, allusions, and idioms. Okay, let's start with verbal irony. So everybody knows that something is ironic, something is irony. So what is verbal irony? Verbal irony is when words express something contrary to truth or something said. Someone says the opposite of what they really mean or feel. Verbal irony is often sarcastic. All right, everyone knows what sarcastic means, right? No, I don't know what sarcastic means. Okay, that's sarcasm, right? All right, here's a good example. Verbal irony often involves a sarcastic tone. Look at the picture. Honey, your room is absolutely beautiful. I've never been prouder of you than right now. Clearly his room is a mess. His mom is being sarcastic. Here's another example. She drops her books. Wow, you're smart. Or, it's no big deal. My dad just died. Wah, wah, wah. Cry, cry, cry. All right, so sarcasm. All right, let's look at a IXL example. What's the verbal irony in the text suggest? After a jog around the block, Ashley collapsed on the couch and declared with a wheeze, well, I'm ready to run a marathon. Okay, a jog around the block is probably not 26.2 miles. So what does that mean? What is the irony? Is that she was out of shape. She's clearly not ready to run a marathon. This is irony. This is verbal irony. All right, personification. Personification is giving a non-human, inanimate object, idea, or animal human characteristic. The low clouds bumped into the mountain. Clouds cannot bump into the mountains. Okay. Here's some brief examples. The wind sang softly through the trees like a lullaby. Wind cannot sing. The overstuffed chair squatted in the corner. It's an expression, right? My dog pranced around like a beauty queen. A dog cannot be a beauty queen. We all know that. A forest of trees stretch their arms to reach the sun. Trees do not stretch their arms. Okay, all these are giving human qualities or characteristics to non-human things. The house grumbled. A house cannot grumble. Phone buzzed. Phone does not buzz. All right. We all all right, here is a quick YouTube video. For the sake of time, I'm not going to play it, but this is a cool little video. This right here, as you can see from Beauty and the Beast. This is giving human characteristics and non-human things. All right, similes and metaphors. One is a comparison using like or add. One states a comparison without using like or add. Her heart is like gold. Her heart is gold. Which one is it using like or as? Which one is not? Similes using like or as. Okay? Here are some examples. Her heart is like gold. The world is like a stage. He eats like a pig. You look like a rock. A metaphor. Her heart is gold. The world is a stage. He is a pig. Alright? They mean the same thing. They're just one is using like or as and one is not. Let's take a quick look at this video. I want you to watch the video. I think it's pretty it's a short little video. This website, I'm going to show you, is emediava.org. You can sign up. It is good. It's got all the tape concepts you're going to need. All right, we're going to watch a quick 3-minute video. All right, I'm going to jump out of the screen. Watch the video. Alright, that's your video on figurative language, specifically similes and metaphors. Okay, let's jump back into the PowerPoint here. Alright, let's jump right over into allusions. What is an allusion? It is a brief and indirect reference to a person, place, thing, or idea of historical, cultural, literary, or political significance. It does not describe in detail the person or thing in which it refers. Wow, what does that mean? Let's look at some examples. Alright, don't act like a Scrooge. When you say something, don't tell someone to not act like a Scrooge. You're saying don't act like a grump, because Scrooge was a grump. She was a good Samaritan when she helped the older lady. What does a good Samaritan do? It helps somebody, right? Somebody that does something out of the kindness of their heart, not asking something in return. He studies all the time and is a regular Einstein. If you call somebody an Einstein, they're a genius. These are all illusions, okay? Look over here, a literary illusion. Are you sure you didn't eat the last cookie your nose is growing? What does that mean? Okay, in Pinocchio, when he lied, his nose grew. So if you say tell somebody their nose is growing, you're alluding to something. Okay. Here's a pop culture allusion. She acts like that because haters gonna hate, 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 hate. What does that mean? It's an association of a person, place, or event with a specific community or culture. Something weird is going on. My spidey sense is tingling. What is that alluding to? Spider-Man, right? All right. So does this is what illusions are. They alluding to something that you've seen, heard, or read about. It can be something you see in a movie, something you read. Um, these are all examples. So for practice, let's look at Excel, right? What does this illusion suggest? Al Gore had a long career in politics as a congressman and vice president, but he met his Waterloo in the 2000 presidential election when he lost to George W. Bush. All right, some of y'all might not know what Waterloo means. Waterloo is it was a pretty bad historical event. It's like something that happens that kind of stopped you in your tracks. So in this particular instance, it would be a crushing defeat. Please go through Excel and practice some of these. All right, and the last one we're going to cover real quick are idioms. Idiom is a type of figure of language that is a phrase that people say that is commonly accepted as having a different meaning than that individual words may lead you to believe. Idioms are a form of figure of language and are often not well understood by children with language disorders. All right. So what is an idiom? It's an expression, right? It's something you say. You are the apple of my eye. That means you're important to me, right? So two heads are better than one. I've been on cloud nine all day. All right. Hit the sack. Smart cookie. Look at all these. They're just expressions. Crocodile tears. They're fake tears. My daughter gives me crocodile tears all the time when she wants something and cannot have it. They're fake tears, okay? These are all expressions. Butterflies in my stomach. That means I'm nervous, okay? So, if we look at an idiom, in IXL, cell phones once cost an arm and a leg, but today the majority of people can afford them. Cell phones literally do not cost you an arm and a leg, right? But it's an expression that means they were expensive. Now you can go to the store and buy a cell phone for $15, $20. So they were once popular, or they were once very expensive. They were once very expensive. They once cost an arm and a leg. I remember when I bought a cell phone back in 2001. Some of y'all might not even been born then. They were expensive, but now it's not quite the case. Okay. All right. I have put on for the sake of time, I'm not going to click on this, but if you go on to Brain Pop, there are some good idioms and cliches you can review. All right. This is a very brief, broad overview of figurative language. I try to keep it short because I know it's hard to watch these videos and stay engaged. But for the last few minutes, I want to go through a few things with you in IXL. All right. When you log into IXL, please make sure you're going to IXL.com /sign in /job corps, not just IXL. It's not going to get you there. When you get to your page, you will see recommendations. See, I'm on my recommendations page. Right here, you'll see it say skills suggested by your teachers. I am going to put all the skills you need to click on in iExcel in regards to figurative language. Please, as you're going through these lessons, click on these skills. Do not just go to a basic skill. It's not going to help you with your TABE test. These are specific to your TABE test. Remember that. There's a purpose for all of this. So when I suggest a skill, please go through that and please practice iExcel. The more you practice, the more TABE hours I can get you, and the more prepared you are going to be for your TABE test. So for example, I've put in one right here. Interpret the meaning of illusions. Just click on that. And I want you to go through and practice. All right. Again, very helpful to go through these. Here's one that is an illusion, right? So let's just click one for example. Boom. It's incorrect. So remember that you don't just click through it. If you got it wrong, read why you got it wrong. It's going to give you exactly the reason and tell you this is going to help you become more prepared. All right. All right. So good job on everyone doing what you're supposed to. Here's your learning page when you come in. Make sure every day, just a few quick reminders, you're answering your attendance question. You're going through your assignments. You're playing the Kahoot, all right? I know this is difficult, but you guys have been doing pretty well. Some of you have been doing great on iExcel. Some of you have not done anything on iExcel. Do as much as you can. I can give you hours. You will get your TABE hours. That way, when you get back to class, you don't have to sit for those hours. You've earning your hours. All right, I'm out of time. Again, any questions, please email me, contact me, and have a great day.